you studied the new amendment and internalize as part of your rules?
I won't want to comment on that because
Chair, maybe we can engage Mary Nyakango when she appears. Is she called Mary Nyakango?
Margaret.
Oh, Margaret Nyakango.
Yeah.
Maybe I've met some Marys in Homa Bay. That is confusing. But I think Margaret Nyakango. So I think Margaret Nyakango, when she appears, we can ask her further questions. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah. No, we again, Malcolm, from a legal perspective, please look at that law. First, give us some advice internally, and then we can have CAF, we can have the control of budget, so that we understand and find out whether we did the right thing or the most effective thing for our county assemblies. Governor, brief one.
If autonomy, in the context in which it was sought, and I want to actually say that it's a good piece of legislation, is about having your funds. What autonomy would be there if you don't have the funds to disburse? That is why the issue of exchequer releases. You can have paper autonomy, but the actual money to disburse time in a timely fashion is what you do not have. The assemblies have justifiably thought that it is the county treasury stopping that autonomy. Unlock both, give them that right and obligate everybody, just like national government gets money in a time, everybody gets money in a time, and we are all autonomous.
I think, Chair, it's not just paper autonomy. It is my position that if it is the CEC and the executive requisitioning for the money, you might want to strangle the assemblies and deny them funds so that they don't do oversight. That is granted. In fact, as late as I used to be with you in this committee, in 2021, I think, Mombasa was still paying employees of the county assembly. So how are you autonomous if your money for paying, you're holding back the money for paying county assembly employees up to that late? So it is not just about autonomy. It's about who requisitions for money. Even if it delays, everybody would know funds have delayed. They are late exchequer releases. But for as long as it is the executive requisitioning the money on behalf of the assemblies, and that money is going through them, there will be no autonomy.
Okay, what could be progressive is establishment of the fund, which then, again, we said that at the end of the financial year, whatever funds that remain there are retained. They don't have to be swept back to the county revenue fund, but we'll do a legislative impact analysis, and then we'll be able to advise the county assemblies.
I want to leave where you have left legislative. I think it is premature, and this should not go outside there to the MCAs and county assembly, that we need the necessary officers, that the National Treasury and COB, to study this legislative amendment before a common position is adopted. Because the MCAs and the county assemblies forum and the table of clerks of county assembly believe that they now have financial autonomy and they should be having their own CRF account, which is not somehow true. So I agree with you that we need to get clarity, and I want to challenge COB as part of your take-home homes and the National Treasury to go and analyze. And I know they'll develop rules and regulations the way they do requisitions to the COB, so that we have a common position. We don't want, after your meeting, Chair, that there is a wrong signal that despite what was assented to, as the governor said, is not what the MCA or what is in the public domain, because it was hailed as one of the significant steps during the devolution conference. Yeah. And I know as we go for legislative assembly between the Senate and the MCAs, because it was cancelled last time, this will be part of the conversation that we'll be having. So, Chair, I think we cannot take a common position. I think we do legislative analysis. Then from there, the COB and National Treasury can guide, and including Council of Governors. I yield.
Okay, thank you. So let's proceed. We need to wind up our conversation. So we are done with that issue on development expenditure. It's progressive. Auditor General, keep it in view. Let's go to pending accounts payable. Now, pending accounts payable, again, Governor, you had a pending bill of 1.76 billion. 1.76 billion. We gave certain recommendations in line with a motion that was adopted by the House. And all those many points there arose from a resolution of the House. We have analyzed your response, and I think there's one serious reservation that we have on your response, because what you have done is to annex a forwarding letter for submission of pending bills payment plan. Where is the payment plan? Because we also want to see that. Do you have that plan? Because just by annexing the forwarding letter dated 19th of August does not tell us anything.
It was submitted to COB, and COB is here. We can furnish.
Governor, definitely, if you are chairing this meeting, you'd not take that kind of story.
What I'm saying, Chair. Sorry.
Because it is that payment plan that would tell us that of the 1.763 billion, we are committing to pay 500 million, 400 million, 1 billion. It is not in the file. And if it's in the file, you need to point us to it.
There is an explanation here. If you look at the...
Because I want us for purposes of efficiency. We don't have to read everything. And that's why I'm trying to be very efficient. You had a payment plan. Demonstrate to us that your payment plan addresses the 1.76 billion.
Chair, may I put it in perspective? If you look at the audit issue, which talked about 1.7 billion in pending bills, the information that I believe the auditors have this, we have paid this amount, and what is left is 400 million. In fact, we exceeded the amount as at that.
Governor, this being a house of record, where is that evidence?
Okay.
Because this was very easy to satisfy. You ought to have provided us with your payment plan, a copy, and you ought to have provided us with evidence of amounts that have been settled and what then would be pending.
In the interest of time, can we seek your indulgence and avail that what we sent to the COB, we did it inadvertently, we didn't attach it in these annexures. But,
so since you are under oath, of the 1.76 billion, how much has been settled and how much is pending?
Can you read the exact?
Of course, we'll still subject it to further scrutiny, but just for purposes of appreciating what's going on.
Thank you, Chair. The 1.7 billion, that was a pending bill for the financial year 2023-2024, of which we had settled 1.3. We had only left out, we were left out with the 400 million. Then the 400 million, that is what we have planned for to pay in this particular financial year, 2025-26. So the payment plan that we have submitted, which was submitted on 15, is the 400 million that was left, plus another 400 million that is for the financial year 2024-25. So in total, as we speak today, what is pending is 800, and that is what we have planned to pay for in this particular current financial year. But the 1.7, which was for the 23-24, we had paid up to around 1.3. So the balance of 400 is what we have planned to clear in this particular financial year, plus the pending bill for the 24-25 of 400. So in total, the outstanding pending bill is 830-something, 37 million that we submitted, of which we can be able to avail the listing, maybe if we are allowed. Thank you.
Auditor, do you have visibility on that story?
Thank you, Chair. For 2024-2025, we have not done the audit. We were relying on the 2023-2024 financial period, and Annex 2 indicate the amount of 1.7 billion which is outstanding. and that's page 69 of the financial statements. So if probably there is a progression in terms of maybe the pending bill has been paid, then the audit cycle for 24-25 will still review the status of the pending bill.
Was Annex 2B attached? Because ordinarily you'd have the entire schedule of outstanding
Correct.
the outstanding bills.
Yeah, in the financial statement, we have Annex 2 on page 69.
There is no analysis.
At the footer, it refers to Annex 2B.
Is there analysis of these pending bills?
Did you ever see the detailed, did they ever disclose the detailed schedule?
Like Samburu. You know, Samburu gave us the breakdown of analysis.
Yeah, Chair. I don't know how the payment plan submitted to the control of budget looks like, but I would really wish we saw it and scrutinized it to ascertain if it is in line with the first in, first out, number one. Number two, so that we make a finding if the projects have been, the ongoing projects whose certificates were raised and they were not paid, have been, the provision for payment has been made. Because here again, if you have ongoing projects, as stalled projects at times, and sometimes projects stalled because of non-payment of pending bills. So much so that we have projects that exist for many years without being completed. So we really need to look at that payment plan. And I think, Secretariat, when you're making recommendations, let's be clearer and say maybe submit the payment plan to the control of budget and maybe a copy to us and the auditor so that we can scrutinize the payment plans. At times, those payment plans are not in line with the first in, first out, and also consideration for stalled projects or ongoing projects so that residents of Migori can get value for money.
Chair, can I add before the governor
Yes,
comes on
Senator
board?
Friday.
I think as a committee to the vice chair, if you look at number one, we have said management 2015 and submit to COB a payment plan, prioritizing the payment of pending bills. That was our committee recommendations. But I think also through the vice chair and the chair, is we should have insisted that they should share with us because we have only indicated they are sharing with the COB. So maybe we can get a copy. Secondly, Governor, you know I'm saying this because, you know, this issue of pending bills has killed so many of our businesses and contractors. I was informed reliably that the contractors of Garissa County have moved to court to demand the payment of their pending bills. And I know it's across counties. So, Governor, my questions will be one, which is the lowest pending bill that you have not paid, and which is the oldest pending bill that you have not paid? Just give a rough figure. Number two, Chair, I'm looking at the Annex 2 analysis of pending accountables payables, and I wish we would have gotten the breakdown the way we did for Samburu, and remember we were able to flag out some inconsistencies.
I think they need to tell us where 2B is, because at the footer there you're saying that the detailed list is provided as Annex 2B. Was that ever presented? Because it's from there that we'll be able to get the answer to the question that you have asked.
Or is it part of the annexures of the governor so that we are on the same page and interrogate? So, Chair, maybe so that as he looks for it, so that my question is complete. If you look at this analysis, construction of buildings, the payment was almost a half. Construction of civil works, there was still an outstanding balance of almost $500 million. That is 5 or 7 million. Also, supply of goods was 523, but in other like supply of services, it was a bit low of 366. So it comes to 1.7 billion. So this inconsistency would have been important to know the difference between construction of buildings, why the payment looks like the payment was done effectively and with a lot of effort, as opposed to construction of works and supply of goods. because all of them are coming to more than 500 million. That is a total of 1 billion plus. So looking at the analysis of Annex 2 on page 69 on the financial statements of the county government of Migori, it would be hard to know on the basis, and that is why I was asking the governor, which is the lowest and the oldest spending bill that is being, is it still part of pre-devolution era, or is it from 2013, 2014 financial year, so that we can make a decision? My final question is, if the Annex 2B on detailed pending bills is not here, Chair, you can direct that it should be provided, because so that we analyze and be able to know, because in this payment plan, if we had, for example, this Annex 2B, it would be very important to tally with the payment plan that has been provided by the county. And even, Governor, these supplementary budgets that you are talking about, we would want to know after the audit period, the supplementary that was done after, how much did it accumulate to payment of this 1.7 billion? So that as he comes to the final figure of 800 million as Chief Officer, is it Achuara or Chuara? Is it Achuara or Chuara? Achuara. What is your first name? It is better if I refer you to a first name. John. So it would have been important that as you tell us 800 million, you should be telling us in supplementary 1 and supplementary 2 after the audit period of 3 months, 1.7 billion, this was less, so that it becomes easy. And finally, Chair, I hope the Chair of Audit, she is now relaxed and she has taken tea. We can listen to her invaluable insights on the issues of oversight on accountable payables. I thank you, Chair.
Let me just attach one question, last one for me. There's need to disaggregate these pending bills of 1.7 billion to capital and operations, because we remember when we had Taita Taveta, Mr. Chair, Taita Taveta is supposed to pay workers 800 million in terms of statutory deductions and so on. So we also need to know if this 1.7, how much is it for capex and opex?
Now, Auditor General, did you see the Annexure 2B during the time of audit?
Yeah, sure. For us to get this, even we normally ask the schedule to support that 1.7 billion. So I'm sure at the time of the audit review, it has to be available. Because
so why wasn't it tabled? Why wasn't it part of what was tabled in the Senate? Because whatever was tabled came from your office. Governor, was Annex 2B attached to your financial statements?
I believe so. It was a part of what they...
No. This question goes to the preparer of the financial statements. Did you attach Annex 2B to the financial statements? Yes or no?
I have to be clear.
Governor, this is a matter of professional responsibility. The person who has signed these financial statements and attached their ISPAC number is the one with the responsibility to respond to this.
Can I go on, Chair, to inform the committee?
Governor, this is direct professional responsibility.
It was signed by...
Was Annex 2B attached to the financial statements?
Can I respond more accurately by understanding the question? We are talking the Annex 2B to the financial statement of which year? Because I'm looking
financial year
Governor, go to page 69 of your financial statements.
It is 2023,
It is Annex 2, Analysis of Pending Accounts Payable. At the footer, there is a note saying, detailed pending bills list is provided on a separate Annex 2B. Was that provided?
That one was provided.
I want to get this answer
that
from
one was provided.
No, Governor.
Okay.
From the person who has signed a professional code of conduct as a member of ISPAC, was Annex 2B attached and presented to the Auditor General?
Point of information, Chair, it was signed by 2 people. Achuara John Odoyo, Chief Officer Finance, and Eric Ochieng Chalango, Head of Accounting Services.
That's a gentleman speaking. So was that provided?
Thank you, Chair. what we did, the listing, which is Annex 2B, was sent to the auditors, though we did not, when we were signing the document, it was not part of what was
So
attached.
it was not attached.
Yeah, but it was sent.
Auditor
only.
General,
Yeah.
these are not the first financials we are seeing. All the questions we are asking, we look like we are shooting in the dark for lack of that Annex 2B. Someone has asked what's the oldest debt. If you had Annex 2B, you'll be able to see the oldest debt. Someone has asked about statutory deductions. If you had Annex 2B, you would be able to see the statutory deductions. So I don't know why you didn't find it fit to insist on this, because it has been provided in other counties. And I don't buy the argument that it is too long to be attached. If it is too long to be attached, then there is a big, big problem in the entity. So that's where we are starting from. We don't have full visibility on your stock of pending bills. We don't have any visibility on your payment plan. Everything here we are saying is on probabilities rather than fact.
Chairman.
Let's hear from the Auditor General first. OIG?
Thank you, Chairman. I think where the county missed it, because on the issue of Annex 2, that, yes, the Auditor General had raised the paragraph on, if you go to page 5 of the Auditor General's report, paragraph number 1.0, non-compliance with the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board reporting framework, paragraph number 2. If you read paragraph number 2, okay, further, Annex 2 on analysis of pending accounts payable does not reflect names of suppliers of goods and services and the related dates, invoices contracted. So it was answered a different paragraph, Chairman.
And yet